This is Mr. Mark, and in this video I'm going to show you how to start creating a free website with Wix. Now if you haven't already signed up for a free website, then you need to click the link in the description of this video, which is labeled sign up for a free website. Once you click that link, you can get signed up with an email address. No credit card is required. Now for those of you who just signed up, you may actually be on the screen that is in front of me right now. However, if you signed up and signed out, and now you're signing back into your account, then you might actually be at this screen instead. Now if you're at this screen, you're only 2 screens away from the other. So at this point, you will click on Create New Site. And when you see the question, what kind of website do you want to create? For this example, you will select Business. And that will bring you to the screen. At this point, you get to choose how you want to create your website. The first choice is to let Wix ADI create a website for you. The second is to create your website with the Wix editor. However, for an easy creation process, I highly recommend let Wix ADI create a website for you. And to do that, you will click Start Now. And you will just answer a few questions. To start off, what kind of business is your website for? Now for this example, I'm going to use school. But of course you will use whatever applies to your particular business or endeavor. Next, we have some recommended features. So you can choose, for instance, online store, bookings, subscribe form, or blog, right? But as you can see, subscribe form is recommended, and that is actually the one that I would like to go with. Subscribe form, and this is actually the one I suggest for people who are trying to build some kind of following or build a list of potential customers. Now at this point, you then have a second question. What is the name of your school? And obviously, if you have a different business, it's going to say what is the name of whatever that business is. So the name of my business will be Mr. Mark's School. I'll just keep it simple. Click Next. It then says enter your address. Now, if you do have an actual address for the business, then you can enter an address. If you do not, you can skip this section if your business has no physical location. So I will skip it for now because I do not have a physical location. And at this point, you have the choice of adding a logo. So if you have a logo, you can click the plus and add a logo. And you also have the option of adding a social link. Actually, I would suggest at this point not doing either because you can do all of that when you're actually creating the site. So at this point, I would say click Next. And you now get to pick a theme. And basically a theme describes the fonts and the colors that your site, basically it's the look, the overall look of your website, right? That is what is called a theme, the overall look and feel of your website. And I'm going to look through and I'm going to go with the clean and then click continue. Once you answer questions about your business and choose a theme for your website, Wix automatically creates a website for you. Now all you have to do is go in and make certain changes to the website so that it more closely reflects your particular business or endeavor. And to do that, I will start with the header section, which is the very top section of the website. And to do that, I will simply hover over that section and then click the edit button. Now the first choice you have in changing the header or making changes to the header is the section design. So I will click on section design. And as you scroll down, if you just pay attention to the header itself, in each of these pictures, you will see a slight difference in these header designs. So in this one, we have Mr. Mark's School on the left, and we have Home, Events, News, Quote, and Contact on the right. But in this other design, Mr. Mark's School is here, and the menu is in the upper left-hand corner. So there's a slight difference, but it makes a big difference still because the title is also a bit larger. So I'm actually going to go with this design. And I also have the choice to customize the section design and change the background color for the header of this website or web page. So I will do that here by selecting this color. And once I'm done, I will click back and continue designing this section of the web page. Now, the other part is the menu. The menu refers to this bar: home, events, news, quote, and contact. And of course, the menu provides links that quickly move down the web page to different points of the web page or to different sections of the web page. So of course, we will keep the menu there. You then have the business name, which is automatically added for me because I previously told Wix what the name of my business would be. You then have the option of adding a tagline. If you click to show the tagline, Wix adds a related tagline, which in this case is a learning community. If you do not like the tagline, you can simply delete it and replace it, or you could remove it entirely. I'm going to click got it by turning this back off, right? So it's really up to you. I'm actually going to let it stay. You then have the logo. Now the logo, once you click to show the logo, Wix will automatically add a logo. If you want to change the logo, you simply click on Edit and Replace. You then will click on Replace. And you have a choice of using your own logo by clicking on Upload Media and then Upload from Computer to actually select one from your own computer. And of course, you have some other options here on the side as well, such as Google Drive, Facebook, Instagram, Dropbox, so on and so forth. I'm going to X this out, and for simplicity, or for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to use one that is free from Wix. And I'm simply going to search school to see what I get. And I will select the stack of books and make that my logo. Click apply. And there you have it. I now have a stack of books as my logo. I'm going to say no thanks to this. You can just X those out when they appear. And I will now move to the next section. And actually, I have to go back up here because it had moved downwards. So let me go back to the header section. And the next section will be the site email. So after the logo, we have the site email. And of course, it's important to have your email address on your website, and this will place the email address at the very top, as you can see in the upper right hand corner in this case. And of course, this is the email address that is associated with this particular business. You can also add a phone number if you have a phone number for this business or endeavor. And I will use this fake phone number for now. And you can also add a button. And what this button does, is you click on the link. Well, first of all, let me show you the button. The button is here. It says Get in Touch. And if you click link, you can actually link this button to a phone number or an email. And you've probably seen this kind of thing on your cell phone where people who reach your site on mobile or tablet can click this link to call you. So when people click this button or press this button on a touch screen, they can actually call you. So to do that, you would actually type a phone number in this box to link to that button. And then you would click done, but you also have the option of linking it to an email as well. So now I will click done. The next part of your header are your social accounts. And of course, in today's world, your social accounts are also an important part of your business. So I select social accounts, and by default, the social accounts on Wix will include Facebook, Twitter, and Indeed. However, you can remove these and you can add other social accounts as well. So to do that, you will click on this arrow, which brings you here. Now, if you have a Facebook page that you want to include, you hover here, you click on this edit button, you go to your general account settings on your Facebook page to see what your actual Facebook page URL is, and you would simply add it on this line. Now, here's a Twitter icon, right? Now, if I'm not using Twitter, I'm simply going to hide this. And if I'm not using, or if I don't want to include Twitter or Indeed, right, I will hide these two, right, by turning that off. But let's say that I do have a YouTube channel. Well, here's a YouTube channel, for instance, that I created just for the purpose of this video. I'm going to copy it and I will paste it right here. And as you can see, when I paste it, Wix immediately recognizes that this is a YouTube channel, and so it places a YouTube icon here. I then press the enter button on my keyboard, and as you can see, Facebook is on and YouTube is on. Wix, or rather Twitter and Indeed, are off. So now when I go back, I will see a new social account listing, right? I have a Facebook and I have YouTube. And if you look in the upper right hand corner of your website, you will see Facebook, a Facebook icon, and a YouTube icon. Okay, the header section of this website is now complete. And you can see how easy it is to make changes to your website. I'm now going to X this out because I'm finished making those changes. And I'm going to X this out as well. And what I would like you to see, although I'm not finished, I would like to go ahead and show you that if I hit the publish button, if I click the publish button, that the website is immediately published. And here is a free Wix.com domain. So basically Wix automatically takes my email address username, and creates a domain, because it is, after all, this is after all a free domain. So I don't really get to choose the whole domain. However, what I can do is I can backspace the section that says website, and I can add something else of my own choosing. For example, I could add Mr. Mark's School. And then, of course, if you own your own domain, you have the choice of connecting a domain as well. But I'm going to leave this as it is and click Publish and Continue. And this makes the website immediately available online. So once you click Publish and Continue, you just wait for it to complete the process. So as you can see, you can pretty much get a website up and running in a short period of time through this Wix ADI system. Now, of course, there are other changes that I need to make to the rest of the website, but as I said, I wanted you to actually see how quickly you can get your website up and running online. Okay, now once it's finished publishing the website, you can simply click on this link which says View Site, and there you have it. Here's the website, which of course is still a work in progress, and you'll notice this bar across the top of the website which says this site was designed with the Wix.com website builder. Create your website today. At this point, the header section of the website is complete, this section at the top section of the website, and so I will proceed back to the Wix ADI editor to continue working on the other sections of the website. Now, the second section of this website is right here, and once I click on it, you can see the name of that section is Welcome. So this is the Welcome section of the website. And as I stated in the header, we can start by taking a look at the section design. However, if you're satisfied with the section design, you do not actually need to do this. However, I will do this just to show you what the other designs look like. And as you can see, there are some differences in the positioning of the text and the images. In this section design, the image is on the right. In this section design, there's a different image, or rather the teacher is cut out of the image. And so you can see some differences between these different designs. I will go back, and we start with the title, which is Welcome to Mr. Mark's School. If you like this title, or the title that is given to you for your particular business, you can choose to keep it, or you can choose to remove it. That is entirely up to you. For now, I will keep the title. There's also a subtitle, Let's Learn Together, and you can decide whether or not you want that subtitle or whether you want to change it. and I will click on this option for description, and this is where I can actually add a description of the business. And you might decide that you don't want to have the description and the title, or you might decide that you want both. It really depends on how you want your website to look. Now, this of course gives you a description automatically. However, you will definitely want to change this description to a description matching your specific business. So for instance, I'll just type something very quickly. Mr. Mark's School aims to provide a quality education to all of its students in various areas of academic studies. Okay, so I just made something up off the top of my head, all right? So hopefully you have a description that you can come up with if you so desire. And then I proceed to the media section. And for the media, as I demonstrated in the header, you can of course click edit and replace if you want to change the actual image. And when you click edit and replace, you can click replace, and this will allow you to change the image. You can either use a free image from Wix, or you can click on upload media, and then you can use upload from computer to select an image on your computer. You can also add images from Google Drive or Facebook or Instagram, Dropbox, so on and so forth. You have all these different ways of adding images. You can also use free images from Wix, such as the image that is currently on the website. I'm going to close that out for now. Another thing we can do is change the background setting. So currently, actually what I would like to focus on is the image opacity. If you make this lighter, all right, or if you decrease it, I find that it makes the text easier to see. As you can see, the more I decrease the opacity, the easier it is to see the actual text. Helps the text come through a bit more. You can also change the color behind the image to different colors. Of course, you'll pick one or choose one that works. I just changed the black to more of a dark gray. I think it's a little easier to see that way. So you do have these options, and then I'll click back. Now I will scroll down further past the media section, and I have the buttons section. I will turn this on just to see what it gives me. And it is another button. As I demonstrated in the header section, you had the button that allowed you to call someone or email them. So this is a similar button. It's a contact button. You click link, and again, you can link this to a phone number, or you can link it to an email. So when they're on their smartphone, when someone's on their smartphone, they can click the button and it will automatically call your place of business, or you can link it to an email. And again, I will just link this to a phone number. And you might say, well, I already did that in the header section of this website. Why do it again? But the thing is, once someone scrolls down, they may not see the other button, so it doesn't hurt to have this button repeated on the website. You also have the option of adding more buttons. If you add more buttons, they pretty much will all work the same way. You'll add a button, the button will have a name, and you can link the button in some manner. At this point, this section is complete. I will X this out. And if you want to see the changes at this point, you can of course click the publish to publish your site and then view it online to see the changes. However, being that I already have the website open since I published it earlier, all I have to do is reload it by clicking the reload button, reload the web page. And once I reload it, in fact, actually, I need to click publish before I do that. So first of all, publish the site. So basically, you have to republish it. And once it's published, once it's finished publishing the site, I can actually just reload this web page and the changes should be reflected. So I'm going to go here, click the reload again, and here you go. Here's my description. Here's my contact button, and as you can see, the image has more of a gray kind of tinge to it, and the text is more visible than before. Okay, so at this point I will go back to the Wix ADI editor, and I will remove this, and I will now proceed to change or to work on the other sections. So after this section, I have the events section. Now, here's the thing. If you're trying to quickly put your website together, you may or you may not be able to use this section. Also, this section may not even apply to your business. If the section does not apply, or if you don't have use for the section at the moment, you may need to actually delete this section from your website. And don't worry about it. If you want to bring this section back later, you can do that very easily by clicking add and add the section. But at this point in time, what I will do is click on these three dots. So once you click on the section, you click on these three dots, click delete, click the red delete button, and this section is removed from the site. Now I have a latest new section. Okay, so I decide that this latest new section also does not apply. And it might not apply to my business at this point in time. Perhaps it will apply to my business at some point in the future, but if you're trying to get your website set up quickly, and perhaps your business is a new business, and perhaps you just don't have events and latest news and things like that, you can simply click this and delete the section. So Wix makes it very easy to add and remove sections. Okay, I then have a quote. Poor is the pupil who does not surpass his master, Leonardo da Vinci. And of course you can decide whether or not you want to have this quote. If you want to have the quote section, you can click edit. And as usual, you have the section design. You have the actual quote, right? The actual name, which is quote. And then you have the author's name, and then you have the actual quote. However, I've decided not to use this section at the moment, so I'm going to delete it as well. And that leaves me with the contact us section and the subscribe form. Now for the contact us, I'm actually going to edit that section and decide whether or not I need it. Now the contact us section is providing a form, and you can decide whether or not this is something that you need at this point as well. And basically you can enter all of your information here, your phone number. You can add an image if you wish. You can add a description, but I'm going to actually remove this image for now. Right, you can add a site email here, which will automatically include the email that I already provided. Okay, if you have a physical address, you can add an address. Now the form, which is here below, you can decide not to use this form. I'm actually going to remove that form for now. And if you have a physical address for your business, you can actually type in the address. Now, Wix is automatically adding an address just so that you can see the proper format for entering an address. So let's just pretend that this is the address for this business, that it does have a physical address. Whatever physical address you type in, Wix will automatically create a realistic map. Now, this map is real. It's really giving you a map that matches the address. I tried typing in my actual address, and it actually creates a map of the surrounding area, so this really does work. All right, so if you have a physical location, you type in the address, and Wix will automatically generate the map. If you do not want the map, you can always remove the map as well by checking the map option. But of course, the map is a nice thing to have. Okay, finally, for this section, you have the social accounts. And currently, the social accounts include what I had set them to when I first worked on the header section, which was Facebook and YouTube. So, of course, Facebook and YouTube will reappear in this section as well. At this point, the Contact Us section is complete. At this point, I have reached the final section of this webpage, which is the footer. And in this case, the footer is a subscribe form. And all that is really needed on the subscribe form is a box for a visitor to enter their email address and a submit button that when clicked will actually submit their email address to me. And what will happen is that I will receive an email stating this person's email and that they sent their email address to me. And the Wix system will also store their email address in a contact list spreadsheet that I can easily access. So I will now click edit just so we can look at the options here. We have the section design, which I'm not going to change. We also have contact information, business name, site, email, phone number, address. That information was just provided in the contact section, so there's no need for me to add it to the footer. I have the subscribe form, of course. We also have the social media accounts, the Facebook and YouTube in this case, which is set based on how I set it when I completed the header section, right? So whatever was completed for the header, for the social media accounts, the same thing is then copied down here at the bottom. So I'm going to leave that as is. I then have the copyright message at the very bottom of the web page. And if you want, you can actually remove this copyright message entirely. Or if you want to keep the copyright message, you may do so. And if you want to edit the message, you may click here and actually edit the text that is in the message. The copyright message includes the year, the name of your business, and the fact that this website was created with Wix. So that is up to you whether or not you want to edit or change or remove the copyright message at the bottom of this website. So you may now look over your web page or your website, and at this point you will click the publish button. So every time you make changes to your website, you need to click the publish button to publish the website. And of course, I already chose a domain earlier, so at this point I will just click view site. And here we go. Here's the website. And as I mentioned before, you will have this bar advertising Wix at the very top. However, if you do not like the bar and if you want to have your own custom domain, you may do so by upgrading to a premium plan, which comes at a low monthly rate. They have several plans with different prices that you can look at. So from within your free account, you can actually upgrade to a premium plan, which will then remove this bar and remove this particular domain and allow you to use your own domain. I bought a domain for under $10, so you can get a domain for a very low price. However, if you're satisfied with having a free website, which includes this ad and includes the domain created by Wix, then this website, or rather this free website builder, is free forever. So you can keep your free account just as is. And in some cases, people really don't need anything more than a free account. However, there's some of us, such as myself, who may decide to upgrade. When I started out, I started with the free account. I kept it for several weeks, and when I realized how much I really loved using the Wix website editor, I decided to go ahead and buy a domain for under $10 and to upgrade to the premium plan once I saw the low monthly rates of this plan. So that is entirely up to you. However, as I said before, you can actually keep this plan free forever if that is what you prefer. And so Hopefully you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, feel free to hit like and subscribe to my channel. Also, if you have not already signed up for a free website, click the link in the description of this video labeled sign up for a free website, and that will allow you to get started with your free website. And then from there, I would just return to this tutorial video if you need a reminder on how to create your free website. Thanks for watching.